Hello dear students. In last video we were starting unit 4th. That is the part 2nd of sequence, and we have discussed limit point of a sequence and one theorem with some examples. Now it is lecture 2 and there are theorem 2. The theorem is, if limit of Sn is L, then L is the only limit point of Sn. It is always true, limit of a sequence will be the limit point of the sequence, but converge is not true always. Here in this theorem we are saying that if limit of Sn is L, then L will be the only single limit point of Sn. Now we prove this theorem. First we show that if limit of Sn is L, then L will also the limit point of Sn. So let epsilon greater than 0, and we know that limit of Sn is L. So by the definition of convergent sequence, there must exist m belongs to n such that mod of Sn minus L less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to m. This is just the definition of convergent sequence. So it means mod of Sn minus L less than epsilon for what? For how many values of n? Because m is fixed, finite, and n means infinite values. If we exclude m values from n, then there also infinite values of n. So if we say that mod of Sn minus n less than epsilon, it means it is true for infinite values of n, or this can be written as Sn belongs to open interval L minus epsilon, L plus epsilon. This is the neighborhood of L, and for infinite values of n, it means neighborhood of L contains infinite terms of the sequence Sn. Therefore L is the limit point of the sequence Sn. Now the rest part of the theorem, this we show that L is the only limit point of the Sn. So let L dash be also the limit point of Sn. So to prove, since limit of Sn is L, therefore there exists P belongs to n such that this is the definition of convergent sequence. Again, limit of L dash, limit of Sn is also L dash. So again, by definition of convergent sequence, it will be. And now we take, let m is the maximum of P and Q. We have done it in many theorems previously. It is maximum. So now we find L minus L dash mod, it will be this, and with this property of mod, it will be less than equal to L minus Sn plus Sn minus L dash. It is less than epsilon by 2, it is also less than epsilon by 2. So finally mod of L minus L dash is less than epsilon, and because epsilon is arbitrary, so we can set this L minus L dash is equal to 0 for any epsilon, and it means L is equal to L dash. It completes the theorem. Now there is a note: the converge of the above theorem is need not be true. Means a sequence having only one limit point may not converge. This is the example for verification. Sn is a sequence where Sn is 1 by n if n is even, and it is n if n is odd. You can see the limit point of this sequence will be when n will be infinite. So there is no limit point, and from here 0 is the limit point. So 0 is the limit point, but this sequence does not converge. This sequence does not converge. So this is the verification of this node. Now there is a very important result. It is Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem for sequences. We already discussed a theorem, Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem for sets in unit second. Now the statement of this theorem is, here this theorem is for sequences and there was this theorem for sets. So every bounded sequence has at least one limit point. Means if a sequence is bounded, then it has one limit point definitely. We are taking Sn is a bounded sequence and capital S is the range of this sequence. Range means the all distinct element of the sequence in the form of set. Then it will be the range of sequence. Now since Sn is bounded, therefore S is also bounded set. So it is cleared from here that S is bounded set. Now case second. Now we prove this theorem in two cases because S may be finite or infinite. If S is finite, then for many indices n, Sn is equal to k. Here k belongs to R. Obviously k is the limit point of Sn. If the range set of a sequence is finite set, then the elements of the sets are limit points. You can see this example -1 to the power n. So range set of this is -1 and 1. So -1 is here for infinite indices of n, because for infinite values of n the sequence terms are -1 and similarly +1. So -1 and +1 are limit point. So here also, if then we have Sn is equal to k, where this k is a limit point. Now case second, if S is infinite, so we know S is bounded also and now it is infinite also. Then by the Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem for sets of real numbers, you remember, S has a limit point, say P. The statement was every infinite and bounded set has a limit point. So here S is bounded and infinite, therefore by Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem, S has a limit point, say P. So S has a limit point. So we have here limit point of S and we want to show that P is also a limit point of the sequence. So if P is a limit point of S, then every neighborhood of P contains infinite many distinct points of S, or you can say each neighborhood of P contains infinitely many terms of this sequence, because terms of S come from sequence. And if every neighborhood of P contains infinite terms of Sn, it means P is the limit point of Sn. It completes the theorem. Now the theorem for, if a sequence Sn is bounded and has only one limit point, say L, then limit of Sn is equal to L. Means if sequence is bounded and has a limit point, that is has only one limit point, then the sequence converges to that point. It is simple to prove. Here Sn is bounded. Let L be limit point of the sequence. So by the definition of limit point, if L is the limit point of Sn, then for any epsilon greater than 0, the neighborhood L minus epsilon, L plus epsilon contains Sn for all n except finite number of values of n, because it contains infinite, this neighborhood contains infinite terms of Sn, but not all. there are some terms which are outside this neighborhood. So these terms are S1, S2 up to Sm minus 1. Be the finite number of terms of Sn that lie outside this interval. It means Sn belongs to this interval for all n greater than or equal to m. Means we left these terms S1, S2, Sm minus 1. So it start with m. It start with m, then Sm plus 1, Sm plus 2 up to infinite. So hence, for any epsilon greater than 0, there exists m belongs to n such that this less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m. And you know this is the definition of convergent sequence. Therefore, Sn converges to L. It completes the theorem. Thank you, students.